everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to show a very quick tutorial on how I make that flower center with the stamens that I've been featuring on some of my videos lately. And I want to be the first to say that I am not any sort of whiz in Silhouette Studio. Whatever I've learned I've just picked up throughout, playing around with the software. And so if there's something that you see that is easier done, if there's a tool that I'm not using but you think would help, please leave it in the comments below. I'm sure other people will look at them and benefit from them as well, so please go ahead and do that. I would appreciate it greatly. But essentially for this flower center that I'm talking about, it is this file here that I created very easily in, again, Silhouette Studio. This is what I'm using today. I do have a Silhouette Cameo and not a Cricut, so I'm not sure that it's the same in the Cricut software, but I'm assuming that it's something similar. If you would like to see it for the Cricut Design Space software, leave me a comment below and I'll see if I can figure that out myself. And so essentially this is just made with some rounded rectangles that have been welded together. And so to start, I'm not going to be very specific in how I'm making these here in this video. I'm just kind of going to show a basic idea of how I created it, but I won't be as particular. And so starting with the rounded rectangle here from the toolbar on the left, I'm just going to draw a 1/2 inch wide rounded rectangle, and I'm not going to be too specific on the height here. And so right now the width is 0.54. Let me see if I can get it down. I'm not going to be specific, so for the purposes of this video, it's going to be 1/2 inch wide. I like it to be 1/2 inch wide so that while I'm gluing the center together, the glue doesn't run onto my fingers and burn. So that's wide enough. I wouldn't go any thinner than maybe 1/4 inch. And again, I did say that I am using a bunch of rounded rectangles. So here I want to make the height about 1/4 inch, so I want it to be about 2.25. In terms of how wide the stamen is, I don't particularly care, but I'll go for about 3 inches here. And then another rounded rectangle where it is wider, maybe I'll say 0.4-ish, and you can change this as you like, but essentially that is one of the flower stamens. And so if you'd like it a little bit thinner, of course you can just thin it out a little bit more and adjust that there. And here if I like the look of this stamen here, I can go ahead and just go to this M tab on the upper right toolbar for modify, and then weld that together so it becomes one piece. And from here I can multiply or duplicate them below like that, and I like to space it out just a little bit. So let's say space it out by that much, and then I can duplicate below. And then I can grab all these and I can align them so that they are spaced vertically evenly. And I can copy and paste that as well. Or I can duplicate them below like I did before. Space that out, and then duplicate once more, and then space that out. And then I can grab all of these and then I can space them vertically. Evenly. So I accidentally grabbed this right here. That's not what you want to grab. when you're doing that. So I just want to grab the ones that have the what I'm calling the stamens, and I'm hitting space vertically. This is in the Align tab right here on the upper right toolbar. So that spaces it out evenly. And so in the end, essentially what you're doing is then you can go to the Modify tab again and weld this piece together to create one cut file for this piece here. So when your machine cuts it, it will cut everything that is in red, and then you can have one certain style. You can create a number of these. You can add different styles of stamens. You can have something that might be more oval. So if I undo this, and let's say I wanted to, you can also drag this out a little bit. It does distort it a little bit, but you can also widen or lengthen the height of the stamens as well. What I do in a similar file is I keep it so that I can adjust it, so I don't weld the piece and then save it as a file. I keep all the components there so that later on I can adjust it easier, and I just create files from that master copy. So let me do something a little bit different. If I wanted to do, let's say, an oval sort of stamen here, rather than what I had before, so it looks more like maybe a cotton swab, I can weld that, or even looks like a matchstick, I guess, or a mini spoon, and I can do that. I can just duplicate it a number of times. And then again, I can select all of these and space it vertically so that it's evenly spaced. And then again, I can select it all, go to the Modify tab, and then weld it together as one piece. You can also obviously space it out more or less, or just play with this file so that it becomes what you want. What I did suggest earlier, and what I was trying to allude to, is that you can create sort of a master file so that it might be easier to edit the look that you want later on if you don't weld the entire piece together. So that is one option. I'm going to go ahead and take this file here, and let's say that I want it to be shorter. Let's say I have a really small flower and I don't want it this tall. So one thing I can do is I can just shorten it this way. It does change the look of the stamens. I probably wouldn't suggest doing it like I did, where it changes the look of the stamen here at the end, because I'll show you again. Let's see. When I do that, it obviously changes the look of the tip. But I'll do that for the purposes of this video. And you see that now I'll select them all, and then I'll weld it together. Let me zoom out a little bit. And let's say I want to duplicate it so that I'm going to cut it out. Move this over just a little. And then I want to duplicate it once more. And I'll go ahead and cut this file out and show you what it looks like with my Silhouette Cameo. So basically what you have here is these that you can use for your centers. So here I cut out 3. And you can see what I mean when I said earlier that they are wide enough so that you can add glue, so that they don't run off the sides and burn you. So all you need to do is just use it with whatever center that you're making, or use it as the center. You can also curl the stamens in any way you like, outwards, inwards, or even just the end of it as you'd like, to make your own flower. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions. Bye.